If you haven't seen, recently on an Oprah Winfrey interview, they are saying obesity is a disease, making it sound as if you can't help but have it. You've either got a predisposition to it or you haven't. Is that true? We're going to dive into that today. So, first of all, we're going to play the clip. So, watch this. It just shows Oprah talking about this on her show.
So many of us, obesity is a disease. The science is now clear. Obesity is not a choice. It is not caused by a lack of willpower or inherent laziness or you not doing enough. It is a disease. And this is one of the most astonishing revelations of my lifetime, I have to say.
So that's her talking about obesity being a disease and how she's a sufferer of this disease. Now, first of all, let's just dive into, is it a disease? Now, the way diseases are categorized is basically saying there's some sort of dysfunction in the body, which means it's not working properly. So, in theory, you can make the case that obesity is a disease. Whether you agree with that, whether I agree with that, is a different story that we're going to go into today. But technically, you could make that point. So we're not going to nitpick so much about that. Right, I'm going to jump in here because I've got a really, really good offer for you. If you go into the description of this video and join my school community, you will see a link there for my Built 30 program. Now, this is a completely free program. It's 12 videos long, and in that we work through how to fix your mindset for weight loss and for making a transformation, because a lot of it starts in your brain first and in your mindset. So we tackle the mindset. Then we get your nutrition sorted. We work out the calories and macros you need, plus how to eat out and still make progress. Then we dive into your training program. So we talk about what exercises to focus on, how often you should train, and I give you a free sample training program. So just go into the description, go to the Built 30 program in the school community link, and that's all free for you. So go and do that now. Right, back to the video. So we've said technically we can make the case that it's a disease. What are the consequences of this? So this is what we want to talk about. And this is where I sort of have an issue with this. The consequences now of saying, rather than the reason you're obese is because you're eating too much and you're not exercising enough and you're leading an unhealthy lifestyle, probably eating too many ultra-processed foods. That's how I would say obesity comes about. When you say it's a disease, it makes it sound like you've caught it. It's more of an illness, more of a disease that way, and you can't help it. So the problem then is it shifts the blame off of the person. And the problem with that is if you shift the blame off of the person, they are less likely to make changes to their own lifestyle, their own nutrition, their own training, and the whole lifestyle as a whole to correct the obesity and to lose weight and get healthier. When you're saying it's something they can't help but have, you are taking that responsibility away, and you're saying they're not responsible for the fact they've got into that position, and you're saying they're not responsible for getting themselves out of that position. And I 100% disagree with that. Yes, some people genetically may be more prone to carrying body fat. Like if you're sort of a bigger build, you know, sometimes you can see through families, genetic families, some people naturally are going to carry a bit more body fat, or they have a chance to carry more body fat than other people. So if you have really tall, skinny people, it's harder for them to carry a lot of body fat as opposed to someone else. So in that way, some people would find it harder, but at the end of the day, it is a personal responsibility for the fact that you've got obese, and it's a personal responsibility to then get back to being healthy. So I disagree with how they're categorizing it that way, because I think the consequences are going to be bad, because it stops the person sorting the problem out themselves, and then they almost get rid of the responsibility and just blame someone else, blame their genetics, and say, I can't help but be obese. What are the motives of people, of them saying this, especially on the Oprah Winfrey Show, but of some of the medical professions saying this? First of all, if you watch that whole interview, I only put a clip up. If you watch the whole one, surprise, surprise, they're trying to sell a book. So there's a motive. They're trying to make money out of it. But another motive, which unfortunately I think is probably the main motive, is now that the weight loss jabs like Ozempic, Mounjaro, Wegovy, those sort of things, now they're becoming so popular, if we say obesity is a disease, oh look, now we've got the antidote, we've got the medicine for this, we've got the weight loss jabs, go and buy those. Again, making money. There's very little money to be made in telling people that you need to eat healthier and get outside and do some exercise and look after your health. There's not a lot of money to be made in that. There's a lot of money to be made in interviews, books, weight loss jabs. So that, unfortunately, I believe is the motive for calling obesity a disease and putting that out into the mainstream. So is it a disease? Consequences, motives. We've gone through that, and unfortunately it looks a bit dire, and I 100% disagree with how they're categorizing it and portraying it. So what can you do instead? First of all, get that Built 30 free course, because honestly, it's completely free. Work through it at your own pace, and it will give you all of the information you need to set up your diet, set up your training, and help to fix your mindset to set you up for success. And if you're in the school community, you can always comment, you can DM me, and I can help you with any of those things. But what can you do? First of all, you need to take responsibility. If you are overweight, you need to take responsibility for getting there. We need to get your nutrition sorted. We need to know what calories you need to be in. We need to know what macronutrients we need to be eating to put you in a calorie deficit so you can lose body fat. If you lose body fat, obviously you won't be obese anymore and you'll be much healthier. We need to put an exercise program in place. Doesn't have to be 6 days a week, doesn't have to be 2 hours long. It can be a couple of times a week, and it can be for like 40 minutes, 45 minutes. It can be doing a brisk walk every day to start with. Just go out for a brisk walk for 10, 15 minutes, and then you can bring in some training, some resistance training, maybe in a gym, maybe at home. But we need to do some sort of exercise. We need to take care of the nutrition as far as food choices go. We want to limit the ultra-processed foods. We want to, between 80 and 90% of the time, eat real whole food. We can still have treats 10 to 20% of the time, depending on where you're at. But for the majority of the time, we want whole, unprocessed foods, and we want to really eat healthily. We want to live a healthy lifestyle. We don't want to be out late all night, drinking lots of alcohol, eating lots of takeaways. We want to be focused on good nutrition, good training, and making good lifestyle choices. But like I said, I can't emphasize enough, go into the link in the description, get the Built 30 program. It's completely free, and you will learn so much. It will get your nutrition, your training, your mindset sorted to make success without paying a penny. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Share it with anyone you think would find the information useful. If you've got any comments, drop them below, or if you've got anything else you want covered in different videos, drop the comments below and I will help you out with that. But until next time, I will see you on the next video.